Okay, lesson number 2. Um, well, I wanted to make sure again, once again, this one will also be for feedback. Um, so it's important that you could see and hear the notes as I'm playing them. So here, the positioning I'm using as a standard. It's you know, different people have different hands, different size, different fingers. The position will still be standard. The thumbs are behind, and the pinkies, I like to hold them on the side. Like on a clarinet, there would be like some kind of metal dinghy that would make another note happen. But in any case, here, if the pinkies don't feel comfortable on on top, then sometimes people just curl their pinkies for to feel the power of their thumbs instead. But I'm like I like a little both the balance, the push on the back from the thumbs, and the holding on the sides with the pinky, and so being careful that from the top to the bottom and or from the bottom to the top, that each hole is covered properly, like without any kind of escape. Like if you could see, that would be a half covered hole. None of that. You want the hole to be completely covered. First finger, second finger, third finger. How'd that go? That would go ring finger on the bottom. Again, but that's the right hand. So, um, okay, how could I? The pointer on the top, middle finger, ring finger, pointer, middle finger, and, well, the ring finger on the right side. What do you call this finger anyway? Okay, so the pinkies, it would be your first finger after the pinky, is your bottom note. So when from the top to the bottom, when all the holes are covered, I'll go from the top, covered, 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 covered. When all the holes are covered, you get that bottom note. The way you know it's the lowest of notes, you can lift up your first finger from the bottom. You know that you're getting the right note because it's it's that very popular melody. So it's the beginning of that. So being very important that all the holes are covered and that you could play the bottom note. You might hear a little vibrato there. What I'm doing for the vibrato is I'm sort of with my diaphragm, I'm ha 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 ha. It's like ha 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 ha. Or it's like more pressure, less pressure, more pressure, less pressure. The vibrato is actually a pretty advanced teaching. However, everybody's different. Singers tend to have it automatically. I know some people, though, right away vibrate. They'll have a fast vibrato, like, And then also I know other players, they'll use the T for T as in a t, t, t. Some do the K, so there's the T and the K. Then the blow vibrato, the one I like to use is the one for singing, the ah. So I'll play it on this side so you can see it from this side. I mean, I hope that's seeable from the top. All fingers closed. Very important. Bottom note. Now, if you got the bottom note done real good, we'll practice from the bottom note to the first note above, which I've been playing for a little while. You've seen it, so. You might have a little bit of restraint on these fingers. These fingers here next to the hole might want to come up with it. You have to sort of, by using your thumb underneath and the power of your two fingers on top, make sure you feel those holes underneath so that you have a good relation right there with those holes. And so the only one going up and down is this. For me, my pinky tends to want to come off for me. That's the way it works for me. I mean, I could hold the pinky for the bottom note. I could do it lifting up, but it's a little bit strainful on my pinky. So I'll do both. I'll try from this side. Like this. Oh, I got the old dog barking. I got somebody might be here, which is very rare. Okay, so back to we were doing on this side. So all fingers down, nice and comfortable. First note be the bottom one. Now with the common sense thing, the logic thing, it's real fun because we called this one the bottom note. Well, the next note would actually be the next lowest note, the next lowest finger. So it's kind of like a staircase for the first hand. It's a real staircase compared to the first video where I was teaching only the left hand being the middle finger going up and down, and then the middle finger switching with the two outer fingers. That was the last video. So from the bottom, it's pretty straightforward. We're going bottom up. This is a very, very common beginning of most tunes, actually. I'll do it one more time, and this time I'll lift up the middle finger for the higher register. Now you'll hear this in a lot of songs. So that would be the first hand. From bottom up, it's a pentatonic scale. We're calling this one. On the piano, it'd be the black keys. So from bottom up, and then I'll remove this right hand and go with the middle finger like in the first video, and then now I'll go for the octave, which also I show in the first video, is middle finger down and outer fingers up, outer fingers down, middle finger up, middle finger down. So here we go with that one. From bottom up again, and this time from up I'll go back down again. So as much as you could practice it going up, you'll want to practice going down. So going up would sound like going down. In fact, a lot of songs go just like that. So I'll try with this angle here. So what I meant by the octave is that the bottom note that you're playing with all your fingers on all the holes should be the exact same note. One octave lower, the one octave higher, would be with all your fingers up one by one, middle finger, and then when you switch, and the only finger you have on left is that the middle one, the second to the highest. I don't know if the light catches that. The second to the highest note. When you're playing that one, it's the same note as all your fingers down. So that would be for lesson number 2. I hope you enjoyed that. I hope you get that. And I'll be back soon for lesson number 3.